Hello, it's me again, Julio, yosua kapoyos. In this chapter of college, we gonna study about culture as text, narrative, and hermeneutics. In this chapter, we focus on introducing some theoretical tool for interpreting story and genre frame. First story is structural poetics. When structural approach the analysis of narrative, especially conventional story and literature, their activity is often given the name of structuralist poetic. The central theme here is often not so much binary opposition, but rather plot, character, and genre. Advocate of the approach see it up step toward a more scientific approach to literature, one which goes beyond traditional evaluative criticism and try to set up value-free yardstick for classifying and exploring texts. Within this tradition, the work of Russian folklorist Vladimir Prop hold a canonical position, especially within the field of literary criticism and folklore studies. First expert is Vladimir Prop. He can be considered as a true pioneer in the structural analysis of culture. Written in the 1920s, his working on the morphology of the folktale substantially predicted that of Levi Strauss on myth. To give some idea of his look, here are the first 5 of Prop function. First is one of the member of family leave home. 2. An interdiction is addressed to a hero. 3 is the interdiction is violated. 4. The villain make an attempt at a reconnaissance. 5. The villain receive information about his victim. And 6. The villain attempt to deceive his victim in order to take possession of him or his belonging. Like other structuralist inquiry, Prop work demonstrate a powerful ability to uncover commonality amid apparent diversity. His particular achievement was to demonstrate that this regularity could assist in the sequential organization story. And then the second expert is Northrop Frye. Frye drew in a part of Aristotle's Poetic and suggests that the structure, relationship, link, character, plot, and narrative genre over all forms of literature. He begins by asking what kind of power the character have in various types of story. Frye popular theory is a mimesis. Mimesis means the copying of imitation of reality, such as an epic story of the character and slightly more able than we are. Frye's overall project is to put the study of narrative on a systematic and scientific footing by identifying deeper regularities that go beyond superficial distinction in style, period, or characterization. Okay, next is the critique of structure poetic. This allows for the possibility of constructing general theory and powerful analytic model with which to explore meaning in text by demonstrating the presence of the structure regularity driving meaning, such as approach also allow us to affirm the autonomy of culture. His expert is Mikhail Bakhtin. Bakhtin's reputation centers around 2 chapters of concept. The first is dialogue and carnival. The idea of the dialogue taps into the creative and relational aspect of the novel, and was used by Bakhtin to critique Chaucerian approach to the symbolic. According to Bakhtin, structuralist understanding could only support a fixed of monologic view of meaning which framed by the reader as passive. The model of the dialogue proposed to Bakhtin marked out and kind of middle ground between this objective and subjective position. There is a border zone where the two sets of signs intermingle in a kind of dialogue. First is as a result, word and sign of often be ambiguous and characterize it says a multi-accentuality. Second is monoglosia. Bakhtin suggests that there are efforts to ideology fix the meaning of word by dominant group. This word enforce a unity language and interpretation known as a monoglossia. Second is heteroglossia. In this idea of multiple sign, system and context depend reading surrounding a given concept. Second theory is hermeneutic. There are strong affinity between the hermeneutic tradition in social science and those advocating the centrality of narrative. Hermeneutic as an area is concerned with issue of meaning and mutual understanding. Traditionally, it has tended to be subjective, humanistic, individualistic, aesthetic, philosophical, and phenomenological in orientation. Reconstructing this framework can play a vital role in establishing a framework or horizon in interpreting through which the text can be approached and understood with some accuracy by the reader. The hermeneutic expert is Clifford Geertz. Most critics of Parsons argue that he was too cultural and that his model of society overemphasized to the role of culture. In the interpretation of culture, Geertz took another path. He claimed there that the person was not cultural enough and went on the outline an alternative vision. Famous proposes that the answer lies in the hermeneutic of thick description. The method attempts to draw large conclusions from small. Doing thick description requires the analysis to write in such a way to capture the working and rhythm of the cultural system of the page. And then the suggest for the further reading. Reader familiar with James Bond movie will find Echo Discussion a great introduction to structuralist approach in narrative analysis. Start here if you are unconvinced by the first part of this chapter. Geertz is a terrific writer, and his essay on thick description and the cockfight are stylistic classic as well as important theoretical statement. It can also recommended on an old book by the Robert Scholes entitled Structuralism in Literature. This provides a user-friendly guide to structuralist poetic and will offer an export of call of many readers. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you and have a good day.